Fresh from his wartime visit to Kyiv, U.S. President Joe Biden rallied NATO allies in Poland on Tuesday, reaffirming unwavering support for Ukraine and committing to bolster the alliance's eastern flank against Russia.
1 year ago, the world was bracing for the fall of Kyiv. Well, I just come from a visit to Kyiv, and I can report Kyiv stands strong.
Biden's speech at Warsaw's Royal Castle comes as the war enters its second year, with no end in sight. Hours earlier, Russian President Vladimir Putin vowed that Moscow would achieve its objectives in Ukraine, accused the West of plotting to destroy Russia, and said Russia was suspending participation in the 2010 New START treaty, its last major arms control treaty with Washington. While Biden said every inch of NATO territory would be defended if it was attacked, he disputed Putin's assessment that the West is a threat to Russia.
The United States and the nations of Europe do not seek to control or destroy Russia. The West was not plotting to attack Russia, as Putin said today. And millions of Russian citizens who only want to live in peace with their neighbors are not the enemy. This war was never a necessity. It's a tragedy.
Biden spoke after meeting NATO ally and Polish President Andrzej Duda, a vocal proponent of stronger Western support for Kyiv. That followed Biden's unannounced trip to Ukraine on Monday, the first time in recent memory a U.S. president traveled to a war zone not controlled by U.S. troops. Earlier on Tuesday, at least one Russian rocket slammed into a busy street in the southern Ukrainian city of Kherson, killing 6 people, leaving a pool of blood on the pavement beside a mangled bus stop. Moscow has denied deliberately targeting civilians, but cities across Ukraine have been devastated in missile and drone attacks, and thousands of civilians have been killed. Biden condemned the attacks and said the world would not look away from atrocities committed by Russia.
A dictator bent on rebuilding an empire will never be able to ease the people's love of liberty. Brutality will never grind down the will of the free. And Ukraine will never be a victory for Russia. Never.